Testing, 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 testing. What's going on, team? Good morning, good morning. Testing, testing, testing. Hope everybody had a great night. Real quick, 7 a.m. already. Let's go through these pairs one by one, see what's left on the table for us. So starting off with AU, right? AU, we know we were looking for a continuation to continue the push down to the bottom. During yesterday's isolation session, we talked about this engulfing candle, right? This engulfing candle was printed literally at 7:30, right? We talked about it. I'm like, yo, this could be a really good trade to take, right? It took a little bit to develop. Entry was around 12 a.m. last night, right? Let price breathe and then hit TP earlier this morning at around 5 a.m. right? 35 pips. STP for this was 35 pips. So this one was perfect, right? This moved exactly how we wanted it to move, right? So AU is already done for the day, so let's skip over that one. EA, we're just still moving sideways, still just has sideways movement. Let's take a look at STP, 69 pips. We already did 76, so EA is already done for the day. EU already gave us ADR for the day moving counter, right? So EU is already done for the day as well. Not going to be looking for anything there. EuroCAD, 56 pips is STP. We already did 61, so we're already done with ECAD as well. Let's take a look at the other pairs. GA, right? GA, we know we had our engulfing candle. This engulfing candle was for yesterday, right? We tapped into it, went to the top side. Price failed to give us a break of structure, right? It gave us a testing candle instead, and then went down and gave us a lower low. So GA already hit ADR, is moving counters, not doing what we wanted to do. So we're done looking for that for today. We'll be back tonight with that one. GCAD, same thing, moving counter, already hit ADR for the day. 137 pips for the day was already hit, so GCAD is already done for the day as well. GJ, same thing, right? We talked about this yesterday. Were we expecting price to continue the push to the top side to give us a 4th day variation? No. And again, the reason why is because the pullback that we had towards the end of the day was very steep already, right? GJ also already hit ADR for the day, so GJ is already done. GU, same thing, right? We had 3 days of rise. On the 3rd day gave us a rise drop. Were we expecting price to give us a 4th day variation push to the top side? No. And again, the reason why is because we already had a steep pullback towards the end of the day, right? The fact that price gave us such a steep pullback is already an indication that price is not going to give us that push to the top side, right? ADR for the day has already been hit, more than ADR, right? This is a pair that moves 104 pips on a day-to-day basis on average, and we've done 169, right? Let's go look at Forex Factory real quick. Did we have any news overnight? No, not really. Right, we had AUD news at 7:30, but that was pretty much it. 7:30 p.m. Then the next high impact news is 8:15, 8:30, and then 2 p.m. for USD today. So GU's already done for the day. Already gave us ADR, already hit STP. USD CAD already hit STP as well. 60 pips is STP. We already did 60. We already did 70, right? So USD CAD's already done for the day as well. USD ZAR already done for the day as well. 129 is STP. We already did 250 pips, right? So USD ZAR is already done for the day. Gold, cool. Gold still has enough room to play with, so we'll be taking a look at gold. Bitcoin STP is already done for Bitcoin as well. This is a pair, I'll tell you guys right now. This moves 324 pips on a day-to-day basis on average, and we already did STP is 217, and we already did 270. So Bitcoin's already done for the day as well. And then oil, right? Oil, we're still making higher highs and higher lows, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high. So we're trading now between this 30-minute low and these 30-minute highs. Right. Still making higher highs, higher lows, so I'm still not going to be really trading US oil. So US oil is done. Right, then the last pair, US 30, let's take a look. Right, US 30, STP hasn't been hit yet, we're still good. Right, price however is just still kind of moving. Let's see, take a look at the higher time frames. Do we have any engulfing candles? 4. The 1 hour we do. Perfect. Would love for price to give us this pullback. Love to get that pullback in the 1 hour time frame. 30 minute. We also have a small engulfing candle in the 30 minute. Nothing in the 15. Okay. That's pretty much it, guys. Really, the only trade for today that were really valid was that AU trade last night that we took, that we talked about during the isolation session, right? Which was 15 minute and 30 minute engulfing candle. Once we got that retest, price went straight into profit, right? Hit STP at 35 pips. And then the only pairs that are left for today that still have room to make some type of movement is really gold and US 30. So we're gonna have to wait till pretty much the NYC open at around 9:30 to really see what's going on. We do have news again at 8:15 and 8:30, and then we have news at 2 p.m. as well. So let's get ready for the charts real quick. Any questions, guys? Let me know. Any other pairs you guys want me to go over? Anything you guys are looking at? Let me know. Anything you guys want me to explain? You know, why we're not looking at certain pairs anymore. You know, what's ADR? What's STP? What does that mean? Any questions at all? Let me know. Any pairs you guys want me to go over? Let me know. If not, we'll just focus on US 30 and gold, since again those are the only two pairs left for the day. And again, we have news coming up in less than an hour, so we'll get the charts ready for the news. We'll see if we can catch any trades. If we can't catch any trades before the news hits, then we're gonna have to wait until after the news to take a trade at around 8:45, 9 a.m. And then again, the next set of news that we have for USD is at 2 p.m. So, you know, I don't really trade that late into the day anyway. So if we don't take a trade before 10:30, then we'll be done for the day. So we'll be here for about 3 hours, looking at these charts, waiting to see if we could get an opportunity to take a trade. Again, any questions, guys? Let me know. If not, then again, we'll just be keeping our eyes on gold and US 30 for the day. I'll be right back. Let me go get some water real quick. Again, any questions, just let me know in the chat. Alright, I'm back. No questions? Okay. No worries. Alright, so let's take a look at US 30 first real quick. So US 30, once again, we know that we're in a situation where daily time frame we're still up, right? We're still making higher highs and higher lows. The 4-hour time frame, we're making lower low. We made a lower low, right? And we're stuck in this little zone of consolidation where price was rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, right? And we're coming back down. We know that we have a little 4-hour engulfing candle, but this is not a valid engulfing candle since the red candle does not have a top wick, right? So we can't sit here and say that this is a valid engulfing candle. In the 1-hour time frame, right? No valid. The only valid engulfing candle we have is the one from today, right? So we'd love to see price give us a pullback, but right now price is just continuing this downtrend push, right? Looks like price doesn't really want to give us that opportunity. 15-minute, we also have an engulfing candle, right? A nice little green red. Each candle has top and bottom wicks. Only thing I don't like about it is that the red candle opened with a gap, right? It didn't really open next to that candle. That was in the 30-minute, right? So right now we have a valid engulfing candle in the 1-hour. And now structure, right? Structure, at one point we were making lower low, lower high, lower low, and then price on Monday ended up giving us a little change of character, higher high, and then price started pushing down again, right? Gave us the first push yesterday. Seems like today price wants to continue that downtrend push back down to the bottom. We just got to be patient. Right now there is no clear pattern, right? We can't say like yesterday, we can't say that this is a type 1, type 2, or type 3 pattern. The only thing we have available to us right now is that engulfing candle in the 1-hour time frame. We could also sit here and talk about the EMA crosses as well, but right now it's not really something that I'm interested in looking at, and since we're in the overall peak high territory in the market makers pattern. So US 30, we're just gonna have to be patient here. We're just gonna have to be patient, wait for market structure to kind of shapen up a little bit, look a little bit better, and then we'll start taking those trades. So let's go on to gold. Let's take a look at gold, right? Gold is very similar, right? We know we're in peak high territory. We're in the highest point in the market thus far, right? We're making higher high, higher low, higher high. Then price went down and gave us a little lower low. And once again, if we go down to lower time frame, right? If we go down to the 4-hour, we can see that we're just stuck in this little zone of consolidation, right? In the 4-hour time frame, we're stuck in the zone of consolidation where price is rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, going to the middle, rejecting highs, rejecting lows, going back down to going back up to the middle, right? So at this moment, once again, we don't really have a crystal clear view as to where price wants to go, right? We're gonna have to just wait for confirmations. At this moment in the daily time frame, we don't have any engulfing candles. In the 4-hour, we might have a little engulfing candle in this with this 4-hour candle closure. This one's gonna be good in an hour and 39 minutes. A little green red here. In the 1-hour time frame, do we have anything interesting? No. Again, the only thing we have right now that invalidates this engulfing candle, this bearish engulfing candle, is the fact that we have a 30-minute gap at the top of the market still. So ideally we would love to see price push to the top side and close this gap before anything else, but we know how the markets move sometimes, right? And again, we still don't have the confirmation in the 5-minute time frame. What is our confirmation that we're looking at? Again, in order for us to have a valid shift, in order for us to have a valid continuation in the 5-minute time frame, we want to see a change of character and then a break of structure after the change of character. Notice how price in the 5-minute time frame has just been trapping traders, right? Market makers have just been collecting contracts, right? Making lower low, lower high, lower low, creating a fake double bottom, giving us a fake change of character, higher high, to make everybody believe that this is where price is going to turn around to continue the push to the top side. And then what happened? It went and gave us a lower low change of character, made everybody believe that this is where price is going to continue to go short to make lower low, lower high. And then what happened? Price went right back to the top side and gave us another change of character, higher high. Then price again faked everybody out, made everybody believe this is where price is going to make higher high, higher low, higher high. And what happened? It went right back down and gave you another change of character, lower low, right? So again, price was making lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high, right? That's not a trend. That's just market makers trapping traders, collecting contracts, right? The last move that we ended up having, right, was lower low, change of character, higher high. If price would have given us a change of character, higher high, higher low, and then a break of structure, higher high, then we would have known that today price was going to continue to push to the top side, right? Or vice versa. If price would have given us lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Or let's take a step back. If price would have given us this higher high, lower low change of character, lower high, and then price would have given us another lower low break of structure, then we could have said, okay, cool, this is where price is going to continue to push down to the bottom, right? The fact that right now price is giving us, still don't have a valid engulfing candle, but let's say it prints this engulfing candle in the next hour and 30 minutes, right, in the 4-hour time frame. If price prints this engulfing candle, then we have confirmation that price is going to go short, but then we also have a gap in the market that is also a confirmation that price is going to eventually push up and fill this gap before we do anything else, right? So gold right now is not looking the best to trade. If you're trading gold, please be careful taking these trades. Wait for confirmations before taking a trade, right? Just looking at market structure from today, from the time the market opened at 6 p.m. till right now 7 a.m. in the last 12 hours, what has price been doing? It hasn't been doing anything. It's just been moving sideways, right? We've just been moving sideways. So again, we still don't have any break of the lows to continue. We still don't have any break of the highs to continue. Price is just moving sideways. This is already letting us know this is not the best spot to take a trade. We just got to be patient, wait for our confirmations, and then attack the market, right? So right now I'm just going to take a step back on gold. I'm going to leave this one here in the 4-hour time frame. We'll check this in the next hour and a half to see if that engulfing candle printed. If it fails to give us that engulfing candle, then perfect. We'll wait for something else. We'll wait for another confirmation. But that's pretty much it, guys. Just really gold and US30. Again, we have news coming up in a few. The first set of news that comes out for USD is at 8:15. So in less than an hour, it's non-farm as well. So we'll see how that news affects the market. We'll see how that affects that engulfing candle on gold, and then the next set of news is at 8:30. So right after the 8:15 is at 8:30, and then 2 p.m. So we have non-farm unemployment claims and then FOMC. So we should be seeing some type of entries. UNE use different entries but read the market the same way. Yeah, the blueprint is the exact same, but it's really not different. It really is the same. Remember, I learned from E, so everything that I know is from E. The only thing that I started using on my charts that he doesn't use is the engulfing candles. That's something that I learned from, I don't even know where I learned that from. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember if it was a course that I did. I think it was a Q Banks course. I don't remember where I learned it from, but that's something that I incorporated on my charts. But it's the exact same thing, right? If you notice it, his entries are just market structure, just change of character, break of structures. I trade the same thing, right? I look for those change of characters and break of structures as well. If you notice it, all my entries are pretty much very similar with that, with the change of character, break of structure. So we trade the exact same way. Don't get it, don't get that confused. Me and E trade the exact same way, right? It's the same. The blueprint is the exact same. Again, the only difference is that I use the engulfing candles. He doesn't really use the engulfing candles, right? But again, my reasonings to use the engulfing candles, both entries are really good. Both entries, they're pinpoint entries. But again, if we go back and we look at the charts, my entries are fucking crazy. And that's the reason why I learned about the engulfing candles. That was always the plan. But again, it's the exact same trade. It's the exact same trading style. There's nothing different, right? For him, for example, right, what he's looking at is, I'll show you right here on the 5-minute time frame. Right, so all he's waiting for is a change of character and break of structure. Right, at one point price was making higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price gave you a change of character, right? Lower low, lower high, right? Break of structure, lower low, lower high, and this is his entry, right? I'm assuming that's, I'm gonna go look at his chart now. I'll pull it up, right? So instead of taking the entry on the engulfing candle, right, which is the same thing, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? But this is on the 15-minute time frame. He's waiting for the 5-minute internal change of character and break of structure, which is the same thing from yesterday, right? It's the exact same thing from yesterday, right? Yesterday, price is the same thing. Higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character, lower low, lower high, break of structure, lower low, lower high. This is his entry, right? And again, we'll pull up his chart as well so you can see that it's, again, we trade the exact same way. The blueprint, everything that I'm teaching you is the blueprint of how he trades, right? That's, again, that's just the blueprint, right? The blueprint is market structure. That's why I've always said it, like, before you learn engulfing candles, before you learn, you know, any type of patterns, any type of, if you go and you learn fair value gaps and order blocks, before you learn any of that, you need to know market structure. Because again, if you know market structure, you'll be able to take every single trade that you see without having to use any other indicator, without any other confluence. Market structure is king. Market structure is where you want to be at. After you learn market structure, then you can start learning everything else that comes into it. But again, yeah, me and E trade the exact same way. There's nothing different. We look at the same market makers pattern. We look at the same higher time frame and lower time frame change of character, break of structure. The only difference again is the engulfing candles. My entries might be a little bit more, I'll possibly get the highest entry. He'll have the continuation, and there's nothing wrong with that. Again, it's just a little bit different. It's just the engulfing candles, but 9 out of 10 times is the same exact trades. And you can see that if you go into the Discord and you scroll and you see like the days that me and him trade the same pair on the same day, and I think I showed that on the stream a few weeks ago, you'll see that our entries and exits obviously are the exact same, right? The exits will always be the same because we're using the safe take profit. The entries might be a little bit different. You know, if I enter on an engulfing candle instead of waiting for that change of character, break of structure, you know, that'll be the only difference. But here, look, I'll pull up the chart. So this is today's trade on AUD USD, right? So instead of getting in, right, I'll mark it up like this. It's called pen, epic pen. Right. So instead of him getting in here, right, which was the engulfing candle, again, he just waited for what? You have higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character, lower low, lower high, break of structure, lower low, the retest. Right? That's it. Is the same exact same blueprint, is the exact same thing. The only difference is the entries are a little bit more, I have a little bit of a more higher entry than he does. Right? So that was today's trade. And then yesterday's trade, remember what I set up here, right? You have higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, change of character, lower high, break of structure, lower low, lower high. Right? And then yesterday's trade, open in browser. Right? Same thing. You have higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character, lower low, lower high, break of structure, lower low, lower high. Boom. That's the entry. So again, it's nothing different. You know, I mean, you know, you'll see it too in the one-on-one sessions. We say the same thing. We trade the exact same way. The 3 pushes are exact same way. And again, the example of the 3 pushes, you'll see it on gold, right? One of the last trades that I took on gold, like what, 2 weeks ago, were the 3 pushes, right? Identify the 3 pushes. Identify when you're at the bottom. Did you get a rejection candle? If you got a rejection candle, do the same thing going to the opposite side, right? You had the double top, push number 1, push number 2, push number 3, right? We got a rejection of the lows, and then we started making higher highs and higher lows in the lower time frame. In the lower time frame, we got a change of character, break of structure. But also, we had a 30-minute engulfing candle here. And again, instead of me having to wait for the change of character and break of structure, I could get in a little bit earlier with the engulfing candle, right? But again, before I could enter on an engulfing candle, we have to look at the rules. Did we get a rejection of the lows? Did price start turning around, right? So again, it's the same thing. The blueprint is the exact same. There's really nothing different at all from how me and him trade. Everything is pretty much the exact same. Man, it's cold as fuck over here, bro. Orlando's even colder, bro. It's fucking 39 right now in Orlando. And then 49 where I'm at now in Miami. It's cold as shit. Now, Minnesota, I wouldn't want to be over there, bro. You guys could have that. It's fucking 1 degree over there. They are bugging. Again, guys, any questions, any other pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. If not, we'll just be waiting here for pretty much this 4-hour candle to close on gold to see what direction the market wants to go in today. Specifically gold, right? Gold has just been moving sideways since the market opened last night, so gonna have to wait for a little bit of confirmation before we start looking to take any trades. Could you go over like structure, how you avoid the noise and focus on the push and where the valid highs and lows will be at? Yeah, so let's talk about it in gold, because gold is a pretty good example, right? And the reason I say gold is a good example is because, again, first and foremost, let's look at structure, right? So let's do this. Damn, I wish there man, I have to fix, I say this shit every single time, but I really do gotta fix the my folders so I could like hide all the drawings, and that way we could have a naked chart and it's a little bit easier to read, right? So let's just look at structure, right, in the 4-hour time frame, right? So can you do a clean pair? See if I could do this. The reason I want to go over gold is because gold is a perfect example of how to avoid the noise, right? So it's very simple. Like, what is the noise, right? Remember, the noise is just whenever price is moving sideways and just trapping traders. So if you notice it, right, on gold, let's start from here, right? Gold had a perfect trend, right? We had higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Once we got to this higher high, what did price start doing? Lower low, change of character, lower high, lower low, break of structure. And then what ended up happening, right? If you notice it, the break of structure that we want to see is above this, right? And the break of structure that we want to see to go short is going to be below here. Notice how price went from trending to just moving sideways, right? Where price was rejecting highs, going short, rejecting highs, going to the middle, right? Rejecting the highs again, going back down to the bottom, right? And again, just rejecting lows and rejecting highs the entire time. So when you're looking at the trends, right, what you want to see is, again, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Or you want to see lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, going into a lower low. Now, avoiding the noise, it's, again, once you already know where you're at in the overall market structure, it gets very simple, right? Because, again, in the middle of the zone of consolidation, right, notice how every single time price stops in the middle of the zone of consolidation, what happens, right? Price starts moving sideways, right, until we get away from it, right, and then we start trending again to the top side, right? Again, every single time we get to the middle, what happens? Price starts moving sideways, right, until when we want to see price break these highs, right? The same thing here, either to do something like this, right, or we're gonna wait for price to, again, reject the highs to go short, right? Let me know if that makes sense, right? And then it all ties down to the lower time frame. Once you could see, okay, this is where we're at in the higher time frame, right? So let's clear this out a little bit so we could go now to the 30-minute time frame, right? Once you could see, okay, cool, price is now in a zone of consolidation. We're just moving sideways. Then now you go into the 30-minute time frame. Right? Once you're in the 30-minute time frame, you're looking for the same thing. You're looking for price to start making higher highs and higher lows. And again, let's go in and let's start looking at structure in the 30-minute time frame. Right? In the 30-minute time frame, we had higher high, higher low, higher high, right? And then price made lower low. Right? Did price break this high? No. Did price break these lows? No. So we know that right now in the 30-minute time frame, we're trading between the lower low and the lower high, right? We had this break, which gave us this lower low and this lower high at the top, right? So now that we know that we're trading between this 30-minute high and this 30-minute low, again, we just start looking at price action, right? What is price doing? If we go down to the lower time frame, we have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? And then price went down and gave us lower low. After price gave us this lower low, what did price do? It gave us higher high, right? Higher low. Right? We're still, let's take a step back. We're trading between this high and this low, right? Remember, this is the 5-minute structure, right? When we go down to the 1 minute, right, now that we know that we're trading between this high and this low, and we're looking to see, okay, is price going to continue to go short? Is price going to go high? What do we want to see? Right? We want to see the change of characters and the break of structures to continue. What ended up happening? We had lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high, right? Price is just trapping traders. There's no continuation, there's no trend, right? So we know that in the 5-minute, we're trading or in the 1 minute, right, we're trading between this high and this low, right? So going into right now, what's going on right now is we just zoom in and we just look at the last couple days. We could see that price is just rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, right? Price is failing to get away from these highs and these lows, right? On this chart, it doesn't show that we have a gap, right, the way we have here, right? But again, since price right now, we don't have a valid break of structure after their change of character on either side, going short, going long. The only thing we have is this 30-minute gap, and we also might have this engulfing candle in the 4-hour time frame. We gotta wait for the confirmations, right? If we print this engulfing candle, then we'll have a valid confirmation that price wants to go bearish, and we'll start looking for shorts today. If price doesn't print this engulfing candle, then it's all good, right? We'll have to wait for our confirmations that price wants to continue that push to the top side, right? And the confirmation that price wants to continue the push to the top side is going to be if and when price breaks these highs over here, right? If price breaks these highs, then we know we'll get something like this to happen. Let me know if that made sense. If not, I'll try to explain it in another way. And then I could go back and to try to answer that question a little bit better, right? Again, the best way to avoid the noise is again, once you could clearly see that price is not trending and price is just moving sideways or just trapping traders, that's the best way to know if price, to avoid the noise. Again, compared to how price is looking here, right? Once price gave us higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Then what happened? We got lower low, lower high. This was the beginning, right? And then price went down and gave us a change of character: lower low, lower high, break of structure, lower low, lower high, to then continue again right back down to the bottom, right? Compare the markets when they're trending, right, to whenever price starts just moving sideways, right? It's very, I'm not gonna say simple, but it's crystal clear how different the charts are, right? From again when price is trending and actually moving compared to when price is just moving sideways, going up, going down, going up, going down, right? There's no clear path. Simple terms, just look for a big push and pull back, then the tiny moves. Yep, exactly. Literally. That's the easiest way to put it. Wait for the big pushes. Once you can see the big pushes, if you can see higher highs or higher lows, or lower lows and lower highs, then perfect. If you're trading with the trend, against the trend. And again, I use gold as an example because it's one of the easiest ones to use. Why? Because a zone of consolidation is one of the easiest spots to take a trade. Because again, if you could see that price rejected highs and went short, right, and rejected lows and went high, and rejected highs again, you already know, okay, cool, if price rejects these highs, we could take these trades again. And if you notice, right, same thing, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Once price got to this area, which is the middle of the zone of consolidation, and price started moving sideways, again, what are you looking for? You're looking for the break, the retest, right, to continue to go back to the top, or you're looking for the break and retest to continue going back down to the bottom. What did price do? Right, again, in this little zone of consolidation, whenever price was making all this noise, once we started seeing that we were in this little small zone of consolidation, is the same thing. Once we rejected the highs, we went right back down to the bottom of the zone of consolidation, right? Once we broke out of here, we went back to the top. What happened? At the highs, again, we rejected the highs and started going down. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, back to the bottom of the zone of consolidation. And then again, at the bottom of the zone of consolidation, it gave us another rejection, right? And then again, just started going back to the top, right? And again, this is where price was moving sideways, right? We broke out of it, we started going back to the top, got a retest. But again, what's happening here? In this area, price is again rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs. So in this area, again, we already know it's a rinse and repeat with every single area that we're trading in. What are we looking for? We're either going to wait for price to break, retest, to continue to push back to the top of the zone of consolidation, or we're going to wait for price to break, retest, to continue to the bottom of the zone of consolidation. When price gave the change of character, was the low of the zone. Are you talking about in the higher time frame, in like the 4 hour, or are we talking about, for example, in this entry here in the 30-minute? But it's the same thing. Right here, the change of character, you have, alright, let me delete some of these things, hold on. Is the same as the break of structure. Right, the change of character, you have higher high, higher low, higher high, and then boom, lower low, right? So the change of character, once you got the break, you have this 30-minute high and this 30-minute low, right? And then you had lower low, lower high, break of structure, lower low. So then you know that you're trading between this high and this low, right? And then price did the same thing, right? Lower low, lower high, boom, lower low. So you know that you're trading between this high, right, and this low. Alright, that's in the 30-minute. In the 4 hour, you had higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character, lower low, lower high. So you know that you were trading at one point between this high and this low. And then price gave lower low, break of structure, right? And then price again went up here now and gave us a change of character, higher high. So we know that in the 4 hour time frame, we're trading between this high and this low, which is again the blue boxes that you see. But this change of character again is just a fake out, right? It's just market makers trapping traders, making them believe that this is where price was going to give you higher high, higher low, higher high. And then what happened? Price went right back down to the bottom. So in the 4 hour, we're trading between this 4 hour high and this 4 hour low. But in the change of character, we not testing? Yes, this is a testing candle. This is not a break of structure. Same thing here, right? If we look at these candles over here in the 4 hour time frame, let's put this right here, right? If we look at these candles over here, none of these candles gave a break of structure, right? Even though the candle closed, or even though the wick is above the zone, since it didn't give us a valid break of structure, it doesn't count as a break of structure. We're still trading between this high and this low. Compared to the change of character, yes, even we have the candle closure, but we never had a valid break of structure. It's still a testing candle. So this is why we're still in this downtrend push. Once we break above the zone, if we break above the zone and get a valid break of structure, then yeah, we know we've turned around and price is going to continue that uptrend push, right? But right now, since price is again just still testing the highs, right, the same way we're just still testing the lows, we still don't have a valid overall, we still don't know where price wants to go, right? And this is why the lower time frame is very important too, because again, okay, cool, we don't know where we're at in the 4 hour time frame overall, which is fine. But again, once you go into the 30 minute, once you start seeing the trend in the 30 minute, then you already know where price is going to go, right? And again, in the lower time frame, all we need to see now is if price, right, again, price was giving us lower low. Let's start again. Lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high. Change of character, higher high. If price gives us a break of structure, higher high, higher low, then again, we already know, cool, price is going to continue the push, right? Is going to continue the push back to the top side. Right, and we have all this area to take the trade, right? If price fails to break these highs, the same way we did here, the same way we did here, if price does something like this, where we do this, then we know that we could take these trades back down to the bottom, right? Back down to where? Right back down to here. So we're either going to have all this space to the top side to take a trade going long, or we're going to have all this space back down to the bottom to take these trades going short. And that's the confirmation. Again, if we get a break of structure in the highs, a higher high, higher low, then we'll take that going into the higher high. If we get a rejection of the highs the same way we did on Thursday, the same way that we did yesterday, then we know we could go back down. See it clearly now? A bit, just to put time myself. Yeah, no, that's all it is. Again, it's just, I'm pretty sure ES told you this before too, it's just chart vision, right? Once you clear up your chart vision, it just gets a lot more easier to see. That's all it really is, right? Because again, even if, once again, if you're looking at the chart and you're super zoomed in, right, you would think that this is where price is gonna just continue to push down to the bottom, right? But if you don't know, if you're zoomed out and you see market structure and you see that price just gave you a higher high change of character, then you know that this push down to the bottom was just a pullback. This was price just giving you higher high, higher low to continue to push to the top side, right? So it's just about developing that chart vision, being able to really see, okay, where's the 30-minute highs, where are the 30-minute lows, where's price making higher highs and higher lows, where's price making lower lows and lower highs, and the reasons why. That's really all it is. But overall 30-minute is bullish, so it's not counter against the 30-minute trend. But overall the 30-minute market structure is bullish. Yeah, so right now the 30-minute market structure is bullish because is not completely bullish because again we still don't have that break of structure. All we had was a change of character. But price is still acting like it wants to push to the top side. Right, and then again, clearly with that 30-minute gap, it also is another indication that price does want to push to the top side. If we take, hold on. So it's not counter against the 30-minute trend. If we take the sells, makes sense. The BOS is the confirmation. Yeah, if we take the sells, it'll still be, it wouldn't be a counter trend against the overall market makers pattern. Let's take a step back. the overall market makers pattern in the daily time frame is still in an uptrend, right? However, once again, we went from making higher high, higher high to a change of character in the daily time frame, lower low. Again, still not the valid confirmation, right? So this could clearly just still be peak high territory. This could still be level 3 to continue the push to the top side. In the 4-hour time frame, and this is why like this pair is a little bit difficult, because right now every single time frame is telling you something different, but market structure will always tell you where price wants to go, right? In the 4-hour time frame, we could see a downtrend pattern. We could see lower lows, lower highs. We could see the first push. We could see the first zone of consolidation. We could see that price is rejecting highs and rejecting lows, right? But again, since the daily is still uptrending, right, and the 4 hours downtrending, but we could see that price is rejecting highs and rejecting lows. Once again, it gets simple. We know that price is going to go two ways. Price is either going to go back to the top of the zone of consolidation, or price is either going to go back down to the zone of consolidation. There's the only two options that price has, either to go up or to go down, right? Our confirmation that price is going to continue this push to the top side is going to be if and when price gives us the break of structure, right? Again, just keep it simple. If price gives us the break of structure retest, then we know we're going to go back to the top side. If price does the same thing we did the last 2 times, where price just rejects the highs and we start going down, then we know price is going to go back down to the bottom. That's really the only thing. So that BOS is going to be the confirmation, right? And again, today is a very aggressive trading day. We have news pretty much all day. We have news now at 8:15, so in 13 minutes we'll have the first set of USD news. We have news at 8:30, so 15 minutes right after the first news, and then at 2 p.m. we have news again. So, you know, at this point is really not a day where I'll be taking trades at this time, but I am interested to seeing what price wants to do, especially here on US 30. US 30 would be very interesting to take a look at, to trade as well. You know, SCP hasn't been hit, ADR hasn't been hit. Only thing that doesn't make sense on US 30 is, again, market structure. We went from making lower low, lower high, lower low, to then price making a higher high. You know, could this simply just be price giving us a pullback to make a higher low to go into a higher high? It could be. Could market structure be following the lower time frame, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high into a lower low? That could be the case as well. But right now we just gotta wait for those confirmations. And again, the news is gonna move the market pretty rough. So again, if I don't have at this point, I'm not gonna be taking any trades. I don't take trades 15 minutes before or 15 minutes after news. So the fact that we're not in a trade right now, the fact that we have news now at 8:15 and 8:30, I possibly won't be looking to take another trade until 8:45, 9 a.m. And then again, the NYC Open starts at 9:30, so we'll just have to wait to see what news does here now in the next 15 minutes, and then we'll see what we could do. Again, guys, any other questions, anything else you guys want me to explain, anything you guys want me to go over, anything at all, let me know. Any pairs that you guys are looking at specifically, let me know. And we can see that this 4-hour candle completely flipped, right? It looked like price wanted to print that bearish engulfing and then flipped, started that push right back to the top side. So again, it's all good. We understand that we have this gap. 8:15 blessment. Yes sir, yes sir. 8:15. That news did not do nothing. 8:15, right? Yeah. Non-farm 8:15. Nothing really happened just yet. Alright, no worries. Nothing really happened on US 30. Nothing happened on gold either. Just gonna be waiting it out, waiting to see what price wants to do. Again, we have news again at 8:30. So once again, I don't trade 15 minutes before news, and I wait 15 minutes until after news to trade again. So we'll be looking at trades at 8:45. So we got a few more minutes here to just kind of be patient, wait it out, wait to see what price wants to do, give us a little bit more confirmation, and then we'll start taking trades again. What the fuck, dude? Yo, I love TikTok, bro. Yo. Yo, I'm fucking 3 videos in, it's a fucking live stream of some dude trading gold, bro. We're not gonna talk about the fucking entry he has, but it's all good. Again, yo, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's a live stream of some dude just trading gold, bro. Alright, so 8:30, 8:33, and the news at 8:30 did not do anything either. So we're most likely, because 2 p.m. is FOMC, we might not even get any volume until then. The only volume we might get on the charts today, for gold and US 30 specifically, might just be the volume coming in for the NYC Open in an hour at 9:30. But that's pretty much it. I mean, again, we just still gotta wait. At this point, our 4-hour candle that we were waiting for to be bearish, for a bearish engulfing candle, we got 25 minutes left for that candle to close. Um, Obviously it went right back to the top side, so it wouldn't be. I don't think we'll get this engulfing candle. We don't have any engulfing candles in any other time frame either. The 4-hour was pretty much the only one. In the 30-minute time frame, again, we had that gap. That price just went up and filled it, and then started printing down. So again, what we wanted to see was to see price break above these highs. And if you notice it, we're just still testing. We still don't have a valid break of structure. Price gave us an exhaustion candle, so this is one of those situations where at this moment, again, we still don't have a clear direction as to where price wants to go, right? We still just got to be patient. We got to wait for it. Give it a few more minutes. We'll give it, another hour pretty much, and then we'll see what price wants to do. US 30 right now is looking a lot better than gold. Oh, my shit froze. Come on. But still the same thing, right? This is a pair where if we take these shorts, it'll be trading going counter, right, at this moment, because we had a change of character, higher high. And again, could this be higher high, higher low to go into a higher high? It could be, very well be. So again, just gotta be patient, guys. Give it a little bit, let the market kind of move, and give it a few minutes, and then we'll take the trades when they're looking a little bit better. Give me like, what time is it? 8:35. Give me like 10 minutes, guys. I'll be right back. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. No questions? Okay. Yeah, bro. I started talking about live trades on or live streams on TikTok, and now I just scrolled through 5 different live streams of people taking the same fucking trade on gold. Um, what would you say? My bad, I just saw the message. What would you say gave you the shift from unprofitable to profitable? Honestly, just time and continuing to study. Like, whenever I could tell you, like, when I first started trading my live accounts, my mentality of trading, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like my whole mentality and my demeanor when it came to trading is a lot different than the mentality that people have now. Like, my mentality when I started trading was never, you know, hurry up the process, I gotta be rich tomorrow. I always understood that I needed to learn the skill. So with that being said, when I was learning how to trade my first 2 years, I was just trading demo accounts, right? So I didn't start trading live accounts until I was in profit for 6 months trading demo. When I was able to be profitable for 6 months straight on a demo account, that's when I started trading live account. Now, that doesn't mean that, I was profitable in demo and then I started trading live and I was profitable right away. Like, I was still making mistakes, right? And through those mistakes, it was just things that I had to learn with experience. For example, um, the reason why I'm so strict and why you see that I only trade NYC session is because 90% of the trades that I would lose was always during Asia session, right? The reason why you don't see that I trade a lot of GBP pairs and AUD pairs is because those are pairs that move during Asia session and London session, right? So, again, is there times where I do trade Asia session, London session? Of course, right? Like last night I traded AUD USD, but that's, if you go look at my entries on a lot of my pairs, on a lot of the pairs that I trade, I usually only trade NYC. But then also the mentality shift, right? Anytime I will lose a trade, instead of doing what everybody else does and what everybody preaches online, oh, just close your monitor or close your screen, right? Turn off your computer. Whenever I lost a trade, I sat there and I did my homework. Why did I lose the trade? Why did I take this trade? Where was I in the zone? Did I take a trade going counter, against the trend, or was I taking a trade with the trend? Anytime I would lose a trade, I would fucking call E, pissed off. Why the fuck did I lose this trade? I was following every single rule, right? When I thought I was, but it was an error. So it's like, I went from being unprofitable to profitable just based on, how many times did I see that setup and how many times did I take a loss, right? And then it went from how many times did I see this setup and now I only take a trade whenever that setup is present. And the mentality shift too, again, like, yeah, I said the story yesterday, or I think it was yesterday or before yesterday. I used to be very nervous when I used to take a trade, and he would tell you, he'd be the first person to tell you. Anytime I would enter a trade, anytime I'd be in a trade, anytime if I take a trade during Asia session and I go to sleep because it's obviously 10 p.m., 11 p.m. for me, I wouldn't be able to go to sleep if I had a trade open. I'd be super anxious. If I'd be in a trade, I'd have to go to the bathroom every 10 minutes. I had to go take a piss. That's how nervous I was. But then again, right, the reasons why I was nervous, the reason why I was anxious was because I wasn't confident in my trades. I wasn't 100% sure on my trades. I was just taking entries, right? Fast forward to now, it's like, I understand what I'm looking at. I know what type of trades I'm looking for. It's the same thing every single day. It's been the same markets for the last 3 years. It's a repetitive cycle, right? It's how many times do you see the setup that you're going to be able to take and you're going to be able to win, right? So it definitely wasn't an easy path. Again, it took me about 2-3 years to really get over the hump. And again, the being nervous and stuff, it really wasn't until last year. Like, the beginning of last year was really when I was like not nervous anymore to take a trade. But yeah, my mentality with trading was always, like, I always understood this was gonna be long term. Like, I always knew this was gonna be something I wanted to do long term. I knew that this was something I had to learn. Like, it wasn't something that, just like everything else, right? The examples that I give, if you want to go make money quick, Go apply to any other job. Go apply to Walmart. Go to apply to McDonald's, Burger King. Go apply to Target, right? Any supermarket. Go apply to any regular job. You'll be able to train. Your training might take 2 to 4 weeks, and you're getting paid from it. Every other week, you're getting a paycheck. If that's there's jobs like that. You'll definitely make money like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I understood that trading was not something that's gonna be, oh, you're gonna train for 2 weeks, you're gonna learn for a month, and then you're gonna be able to do this on your own. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? Like, the mentality was always, you gotta do it no matter what. You gotta learn the skill. Even sports players get nervous. Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm saying. Any job that you do, people are gonna get nervous. That's the thing. Like, we don't even have to speak about sports. Like, again, any job you do, depending on the person, right? Some people get nervous, some people don't get nervous. That's also a personality trait. But let's say 90% of humans get nervous, right? Your first day on the job, you're gonna be nervous. The first couple weeks on your job, you're gonna be nervous, right? Until you learn the skill. Like what you see, even professional players still get nervous when they play. When I was competitive in gaming, anytime I was at a LAN event, whenever I was doing events in person or even online, like if it's a big tournament or a big event, I'll still be nervous. But again, you'll be nervous in the beginning, but then once you get the groove of it and you start doing it, and you're already in the mix, you're not going to be nervous anymore. But that's just human nature. But yeah, no, I mean, it's just like anything else, man. Nothing, the way you feel, the way you act, is really nothing is negative. Like, there's a lot of people would try to give having feelings like a negative connotation, but like, again, the only way you're going to be able to get rid of being nervous and anxious is with experience, right? Like, the first time you drive a car, you're nervous. When you're doing your driver's test to get your license, you're nervous, right? You're nervous to get on the highway for the first time. It's not until you do it over and over and over again that you see, oh, it's not that bad. I don't have to be nervous to drive on the highway. It's, again, that's just life. It's just how it is. Some skills take a little bit longer to flourish. That's completely okay. Some people take a longer time, and that's completely okay. It's just time. It really is just time. It's time, it's knowledge. How much time do you put into it? How much do you really want to learn? There's so much information out there, and there's so much good information out there as well. But at the end of the day, the problem is as well, where for my example, right? Everything I was learning in the beginning, market structure, everything, that was everything I was learning for 4 years, right? I didn't really start learning about for example, the engulfing candles until I was already knowledgeable in the market to understand what's a fake out and what's a real move, right? Because again, anybody, if you don't know how to tell between high probability and low probability trades, then again, you'll be able to learn what a double bottom and a double top is. You'll be able to learn what the engulfing candles are. You'll be able to learn what a flag pulse pattern is. You'll be able to learn what the wedges are and the harmonic patterns. You could learn all of that, right? Because you can see that we're human. If I tell you to look for a W and look for a M, you'll be able to see that. However, with a lack of experience, if you don't have the skill set to be able to see why that certain trade is high probability or why that certain trade is low probability, then there's no reason to learn that, because you're just going to take every single double bottom and every single double top, and you're going to take every single engulfing candle that you see on the chart, right? Without having the knowledge as to why that one didn't work or why this one did work, right? And that was, again, my mentality with trading was always, if I lost a trade, I would always have to do the research as to why I lost, right? And I would write it down and I would back test it and I would go back. And again, that was me on my computer for 2 years, for 12 to 16 hours a day, every single day. And again, he could back that up. He's seen it, right? He knows. He would call me all fucking day. Yo, what are you doing? Yeah, I would just flip the camera. I'm on my charts. I was not getting out of my fucking chair all day for 2 years. Still to this day, I still do that. Right now, it's a little bit less, right? But it's pretty much the same thing. Like, this is Again, to really be able to understand the markets, you don't need to put in 12, 16 hours. You could do it with an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours of your day, but you have to do it consistently. You got to, like, the time that you put into it, the effort, it has to be there. If you're just sitting there looking at candlesticks, what are you learning? You're not really doing anything. But if you're there backtesting, asking yourself the questions, understanding why this is happening, why it's not happening. If you don't understand it, ask questions, right? That's why in trading it's very important to have a mentor for trading. Because yeah, you could do it on your own. You could definitely learn on your own. But there's a lot of things that you won't be able to teach yourself, because again, if you never learned what 2 plus 2 is, you won't be able to know, you won't be able to solve the problem, because you don't know how to do it. You've never seen it, right? So there's a whole bunch to it, right? Just looking at how candlesticks print, why does some candlestick have longer wicks than the others? Why do some candlesticks not have top or bottom wicks? What does that mean? There's so much. Again, the gaps in the market, what does that mean? How does that affect the trend? It's a whole bunch of stuff. Getting a feel for the candle, yeah, that's literally what it is. That's what you were doing. Yeah, literally, yeah. Everything mattered to me, everything. And again, all the questions I had, I wish I could find my journals. After I moved out, I don't know where my journals are. I only have one. I have 2 journals. I don't know where the other like 3 are. I don't know where I put them. I'm just looking at my table real quick, see if I could fucking, if they're in here, but I doubt it. But anyway, yeah, it's just getting the feel for the market, getting the feel for the candles, right? Understanding market correlations, right? Understanding, why does AUD USD move during Asia and London session, but it doesn't really move during the NYC session? Why does GBP JPY move during Asia and London session, and it doesn't really move during NYC? Why does USD CAD move a lot during NYC and it doesn't really move during Asia session, right? And understanding the reasons why, and at what time do certain pairs move? How does the news affect the market? Is there a way to trade news before it drops, right? There's so many questions when it comes to trading that, again, a lot of people, just from the top of your head, like, I'm able to ask these questions because I'm putting myself back in that timeline. But like, these are questions that a lot of people just don't ask themselves because it goes over their head. You know what I mean? And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but there's reasons why. There's reasons why you should and shouldn't take trades, and as long as you understand the reasonings, it just makes trading so much easier. Again, it's not something that you need to be 100% profitable, you know what I mean? But it's something there to help you understand the reasonings as to why we didn't take this trade going short, right? This gap let us know that price wasn't ready to go down, right? The fact that price has just been giving change of characters to the top and to the bottom and to the top and to the bottom already lets us understand, like, right now we have to wait for the solid confirmations, right? If we don't have a solid confirmation as to where price is going to go, then there's no trade, right? We have to sit this out and we'll have to wait for price to just move, right? Give us a confirmation of what price wants to do. Because again, even the people trading this going long, is the same thing what happened on Monday, right? There's somebody that was taking a trade, I'm not going to call out any names, right, who was in these trades going short. It's like, okay, cool, you could get into these trades going short because you've seen that price rejected these highs, right? You know that price is going to come back down to these lows. But what happened was, instead of getting out of the trade, he just kept holding, and price either hit a stop loss or it hit break even. And it's like, yo, you just left, just so we could put it in perspective, right? You just left 294 pips on the table because you wanted to catch a home run. It doesn't make any sense, right? Number one, STP was already hit, ADR was already hit. You already know that this was a higher high going into a higher low. Why are we continuing to hold the trade? And it's just lack of knowledge, it's lack of experience. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but when you're looking at a trade like this, it's like, you gotta understand, there's times where you're gonna be able to hold the trade, and then there's times where you're gonna have to just trade what the market is giving you right now. And for me personally, it's easier for me to just trade what the market is giving me instead of holding a trade for 2, 3, 4 days. And you see that, right? Like, This trade here at the bottom could have been an easy trade to just hold for a few days and I would have been crazy in profit, right? This trade here at the top, I could have held this all the way back down to the bottom. But there's no point in being greedy. I would rather catch. If I get in a trade today, I already understand that ADR is 324 pips. If I trade gold, I know I could catch 324 pips every time I enter a trade. So I would rather get in today, get 324 pips, right? Wait for tomorrow. If tomorrow gives us an entry opportunity, take the trade tomorrow, catch another 300 pips, get out of the trade. The next day, if we get another opportunity to trade, then perfect. We'll get in that trade, and again, we know we're going to be able to have 324 pips every single time. I would rather trade every single day having a different entry than having to hold a trade and wait a few days or a few weeks. Like, it's easier for me to just look for the entry, get in, get out. Look for another entry, get in, get out. Look for another entry, get in and get out, instead of having to wait for a few days of price moving and going back into drawdown, and then, you know, possibly hitting break even or your stop loss to then continue again. Like, that's just too much noise. It doesn't make any sense, right? If you're looking for shorts, okay, wait for the confirmations. In order for us to continue going short here, we wanted to see a break of structure of these lows. Did we get the break? No. So that's it. That was your cue to get out of the trade. If you're not looking at STP, if you're not looking at ADR, and you're just looking at market structure, and you're looking at candlestick analysis, the fact that price rejected the lows and the fact that price printed an exhaustion candle, that's already confirmation for you to get out of the trade, right? So again, there's so much that goes into the charts. There's so much. And again, you don't need to know all of that. You will know all of that. You know, let's say you don't take the time right now to learn it, your first or second year learning how to trade. Cool. After year 8, after year 10, if you're still trading, and this is, again, if this is a real career choice that you want to do, then you'll learn it with experience in the market. That's really just how it is, right? And there's people who do that. There's people who, over the time, over years, over just experience of them trading every single day for 5-10 years, that's when they, you know, that's when they really understand what's going on. And again, the markets are always not changing, but the markets are always going to show you something new. So something that you didn't know today, you know, in 2 years you might be like, holy shit, I see this now. And that's how it is, right? Till this day, there's still things that I'm learning that I see on the charts and I'm like, oh shit, I never realized this, right? And I think that's what happened with the engulfing candles. I don't remember how I learned the engulfing candles, to be honest. I always say it was from Q Banks, but like, I don't remember learning that from Q. I don't know who it is that I learned that from, or I don't know where I saw it. I don't know if it was just one day on the charts I was looking at something. I don't remember. But what I do remember is that it fucking worked. I back tested that shit for, there was 2 things that I was back testing when I learned of the engulfing candles. I was back testing the 4-hour opening candle, the 9 p.m. candle. If I was something that I saw online, and then I back tested it for like maybe a year live, like it was on stream. Like last year, if you go to my charts, you would see, like, I used to have, let me see if I could go back in time here. Yeah, so you see how here, the last time I did this on a gold chart, the 2100s, the red and the green, this was in November 2024. This, I didn't do that in November. Was I still doing that in November? I don't remember doing this shit in November. Well, anyway, well, yeah, that would make sense, a whole year, because I started it in November. Yeah, when I started doing the live sessions last year in November of 2023. So yeah, I back tested this for a whole year, where if the 4-hour candle opened bullish, you know, price is gonna go bullish that day. You know, is there times where it doesn't work? Yeah, like you saw here, the 4-hour candle opened up bearish, but we still were bullish, right? It wasn't something that worked though. I back tested it for a year on every single pair, and it wasn't something that I was like, nah, that doesn't work. But that was something that some other trader told me. He's like, yo, the 4-hour candle, the 9 p.m. 4-hour candle is gonna tell you where price is gonna go for the day. And I'm like, I don't know if that works, man, but I'll test it out. And that was the same time that I was learning the engulfing candles. So structure makes more sense. Absolutely. At this point too, I could go ahead and delete this price did not give us that engulfing candle. It was bearish at one point and then flipped and gave us a bullish movement. Aside from anything else, again, at this point, we'll be waiting to see what price wants to do at these highs. STP for the day is 211. Let me see just to confirm again. 324 is ADR minus 33%. It's 217. 217 pips is today's safe take profit from the low to the top. 217 is in this area. Right, so if we get the break of structure today, we might not even be able to get an entry because STP is super close to where the break of structure is. Alright, we'll leave it there. But if we could get this break of structure, then we'll have pretty crystal clear entries going into the rest of the week, going into Thursday and Friday. So we'll just have to be a little bit patient and wait for the confirmations. Once again, that's really all we could do. Just wait for the confirmations, wait for the entries, and then we'll start taking trades again when the time is right. So we'll leave this in the 5-minute, since that's the time frame that we're looking at price to give us the break of structure. Again, in the 5-minute we have lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, change of character, right? We would have this higher low going into tomorrow if price gives us this break of structure. And then we'll be looking for price to give us a pullback, right? Give us higher high, higher low, and then we'll get in the trade when it gives us a higher low to continue the push to the top side for the rest of the week. So we'll keep this in the 5-minute time frame. And then US 30, we still have this engulfing candle here in the 1 hour time frame. So we'll continue to monitor US 30 as well to go short. And then Bitcoin today would have 2 days of drop, so tomorrow we'll most likely look for price to continue going back down to the bottom, very similar to US 30 as well. US 30 today would have 2 days of drop. Tomorrow we'll be looking for that third push to the bottom as well. Again, the only thing I don't like about market structure and what we're trading is, again, 4-hour time frame is downtrending. 4-hour time frame, we're in this little zone of consolidation. Daily time frame, we're in an uptrend still. So again, could we still be getting faked out where price is going higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low to continue this while higher high? It could do that. But again, the fact that we're in a zone of consolidation, the confirmation that price is going to continue to push to the top side is going to be when and if price breaks these highs. And then the confirmation that price wants to go short is if price breaks these lows and continues to push down to the bottom. Everything else that we're trading in between is just lower time frame movements, pretty much. Can you share your set of trades, or can you share your set of rules to enter a trade? Yeah, I got you. If you can't restructure, forget entries. Yeah, no, it's really, entries is the easiest. I wouldn't say entries are the easiest, because it's like what you said. Like, if you can't read market structure, then you won't be able to catch entries, right? So my set of rules to enter, Adrian. So we'll do it step by step. I'll write it down here on the screen, right? And it's a pretty long list, but it's not too long, right? We'll start from the top, right? Give me 1 second. I just got a text. Okay, so first thing is first, right? You're asking for the entries, but it's like everything that I'm gonna type out is in correlation with what I look for before I look for an entry. So I'm gonna write down what I look for before I look for an entry, and I'm gonna write down what I look for when I'm currently looking for an entry, right? So the first question is, where are we in the overall market makers pattern, right? Are we uptrending or downtrending? Right? That's the first question. Right? The second question. This is in the overall market makers pattern, and we're going to say the daily time frame. Right? The second question is, now that you know where you're at in the overall market makers pattern, right? It's cool. You're uptrending, downtrending, perfect. The second question is, now when you go to the 30-minute time frame, right? So now the 30-minute time frame, is price trending with the overall market makers pattern, or is price counter trending? Meaning, is price moving against it? So if the overall market makers pattern is downtrending, if you go to the 30-minute time frame, is price trending? Is price going lower lows and lower highs, or is price making higher highs and higher lows? Right? The third thing I'm looking for, right, is what no, not what, where, let's go back, sorry, right, because it goes back to the daily time frame. Where are we in the overall market makers pattern? The third question would be, what level are we in? Right? What level in the market makers pattern are we in? Are we in level 1? Are we in level 2? Are we in level 3? Why is that important? In level 1, you're looking for price to bounce off the 50 EMA. In level 2, you're looking for price to bounce off the 200 EMA. In level 3, you're looking for price to bounce off the 50 EMA. Right? So that's the third question that I ask myself. What level are we in? Right? The fourth thing I'm looking for, if we're looking for downtrend movements, right, we're looking for bearish engulfing candles. If we're looking for uptrend movements, we're looking for bullish engulfing candles, right? So third question is, what level are we in? The fourth question is, do we have a engulfing candle trading with the trend, right? And then the fifth question, once we start looking for entries, is, did price give a rejection and give a change of character, BOS? These are the 5 questions that I ask myself before I enter a trade. Hope that makes sense. And again, this is the same thing that we go over in the beginning of the stream. Literally, if you want to go to the beginning of the stream, when we first started started the stream this morning, and the same thing for yesterday, you'll see that this is exactly what I look for every single time. Only thing that I left out was STP as well. Did price already give STP by the time we step up to the charts? But you know, these are the main 5 questions and the main 5 things that I look at before I take a trade. Gold is pushing. Thanks, I got that. Of course, no problem, Major. Any other questions? Anything else you guys want me to explain? Let me know. Any pairs you guys want me to go over? Again, the only pairs we're going to really be focusing on for the rest of the session is going to be US 30 and gold. Again, the only thing that we have left for today, aside from the NYC open at 9:30 in 15 minutes, is the FOMC news at 2 p.m. So if by 9:45 we don't have any entries or we don't have any volume, then again, you know, we know that price is just gonna wait until, or the markets are gonna wait until 2 p.m. to bring in the volume. So if I don't have any entries by 9:30, 9:45, then I'll be done for the day and we'll be back again for tonight's isolation session. I won't be taking any trades today. I don't trade after 10:30. That's my #1 rule. But also with FOMC being at 2 p.m., I don't trade FOMC. I don't trade none of that with news. I let the markets do what they gotta do. And again, based on the fact that we're in a little small zone of consolidation in the 4-hour time frame here on US 30, I'm not gonna put myself in a situation to be in a trap, right? It just doesn't make any sense. So once again, I'll be patient. Again, if we could get this retest before 9:30 and we could get into this trade, then perfect. If not, then again, I'm just gonna sit out. I'm not gonna force any trades for today. And then we'll wait for, again, tonight's isolation session at 7 p.m. and then we'll be back again tomorrow morning for tomorrow's live trading session. Any questions at all, guys? Any other pairs you guys want me to go over? Anything you guys want me to explain, let me know. That was good. I now grasp it better, especially the pushes. Gotcha. Then marking everything. Yep. Yeah, again, over time it'll definitely become a lot easier, right? And the more you do it, the easier it is. The more you see it, you know, the more it'll become easier to visualize and be able to see, okay, this is why price, you know, could only push this low, or why price is only gonna push this much, or, you know, there's, for example, right, US 30, why I'm not really adamant about these shorts. Again, not only because price gave us higher high, and this could be a higher low to make a higher high, right? But what did we have? We had push #1, lower low, lower high. Push #2, lower low, lower high. Push #3, did we get push #3? Yes, right? This was the push #3. Price already gave us a new low here, right? So could this be where price just turns back around and continues that uptrend push that price started doing in the beginning of the week? Of course, right? There's a whole bunch of ways we could visualize US 30 right now, and this is the reason why I'm not really looking to take this trade, right? Again, I have it marked up, it looks good, we could see that price is making internal lower lows and lower highs, but we already have those 3 pushes, right? On top of the fact that we already have those 3 pushes, again, the fact that price made higher high, right, instead of price rejecting these highs and making lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then we started making these pushes, if price would have given us a lower high and then it would have given us push #1, push #2, then we could have said, perfect, this is going to be push #3 to make, again, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? So just based on market structure, again, just based on market structure, this trade does not look crystal clear. This trade does not look like it's gonna be an easy trade to take, right? That's why we have to be patient, right? And then again, putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. Not only that, if we use our fib, what fib retracement do we have? We have a 61.8, right? This is already one of those areas where we could say that price is just gonna give us a pullback, right? Is gonna give us a higher high going into a higher low to then continue that push back to the top side, right? So there's a few ways, there's a few things here that just don't make sense just yet. And again, we'll see that at 9:30. We'll see in 10 minutes, right? We have 10 minutes till 9:30. We'll see how the price is gonna react to these zones. And again, if price doesn't move at 9:30, then again we'll just have to wait till 2 p.m. for the FOMC news. Do you trade Forex? Yep, yes I do. The trades that we right now, they're off since they're pretty much already done for the day. But usually the trades that we look at every single day in the streams is AUD, USD, EA, EU, ECAD, GA, GCAD, GJ, GU, US 30, USD CAD, USD ZAR, gold, Bitcoin, and oil. Those are the pairs that we focus on a day-to-day basis, and we trade them the same way. Every single pair is traded the exact same way. But for today, a lot of these pairs already gave us, if we go back real quick, a lot of these pairs, this was the trade that we took this morning on AU, well, last night during the isolation session, right? The fact that price already gave us the move that we were looking for, right, is no longer valid for NYC. EA is just moving sideways, it's just consolidating, so I'm not going to be looking to take any trades there. EU already gave us the move for the day as well, already hit the ADR for the day, the average daily range, so there's nothing left for us on the table to really look for entries. EuroCAD, same thing. GA, same thing, ADR for the day has already been hit, so there's nothing left on the table for us. GCAD, same thing, the ADR was already hit. GJ, same thing, the ADR was already hit, nothing left for us on the table. GU, same exact thing, right, nothing left. USD CAD, USD ZAR, same exact thing, right? STP was already hit for USD CAD, ADR for USD ZAR was already hit, and then oil and Bitcoin, right? Oil is still moving against the trend that we're looking for, so I'm not looking at any trades on oil until once we start making lower lows and lower highs. That's when I'll start trading it. And then Bitcoin gave us the STP for the day as well already. So the only two pairs that were left for us today that still had valid movements was gold and US 30. So for gold right now, what I'm looking for this break of structure to happen in the 5-minute time frame. If we could get this 5-minute structure to break in the 5-minute time frame, then we'll start looking for trades, right? But this most likely already will set up for us going into tomorrow and the rest of the week to continue to look for price to push up. So that's what we're waiting for on gold. And then US 30, we're kind of just what I was explaining just now, just kind of waiting to see what 930 wants to do for US 30, right? Does price want to reject these lows to then continue the push to the top side, or does price want to continue this downtrend push back down to these lows? This is pretty much what I'm waiting for on US 30 for right now. Again, guys, any questions before the NYC Open starts? Any other pairs you guys want us to go over? Anything you guys are looking at? Anything you guys want me to explain? Let me know. If not, once again, if we don't get any type of volume here at 9:30, then again we understand that we have news at 2 p.m. FOMC, so that's when price will most likely start moving. If that's the case and we don't have any type of volume by 9:30, 9:45, then we'll be done for today, and we'll be back again tonight for the isolation session at 7 p.m. Eastern. In exactly 10 hours from now is when the next live session will be. And then we'll be back again tomorrow morning for the live trading session. And then we'll be back again tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. for the isolation session. And then Friday we'll be back for the live trading session in the morning. And then that's the last session until Sunday. And then Sunday we'll do the weekly market breakdown. And then we'll be back to the regular schedule on Monday morning for the live trading session. And again, everything we do here is free. We do the free live streams every single day. We do free one-on-one sessions. Make sure you guys join the Discord. Request a one-on-one session if you guys have any questions, anything you guys want to learn. And you could do the one-on-one session with me or with E, whoever you feel more comfortable with. Yo, where the fuck is Kendall at, man? That guy is not passionate. You know who else isn't passionate? Evasive. Let me see. Yo. Yo. Yer. That guy Evasive is not passionate. He's in the Discord, but he's not talking. Yo, Mike, you still here? Let me know. Kendall chillin', man. Bro, it's fucking January 8th, man. 8 days into the new year, he can't be chillin'. Made too much already? Nah, I just opened up the chat on his Discord and I seen the dude ask you that question. I started laughing. Like, yo, how much profit have you seen already? Come on, Mike. Answer the question, man. Yo, that shit is hilarious, bro. I love that shit. So I'm telling you, bro, like if you're a beginner trader and that's the shit that you're focused on, it's gonna be a very, very tough road, bro. It's gonna be a very tough road for you. He's been trading for 10 years. He gotta be a fucking millionaire. He has to have seen $1 billion already if he's been trading for 10 years. Like, okay, buddy, like, you think billions of dollars are just floating around like that? Yeah, in Kendall's Discord. Like, people really think $1 billion is... Yo, how many fucking billionaires are there in the world, bro? Like, how many billionaires are in the world? It's 2,781 billionaires. That's what I'm telling you, bro. Like, people, because of social media, people's perception of money is so off. Like, the people think that $1 billion is so easy to come by. Like, you gotta understand, the people who are making billions of dollars are, first of all, world leaders or fucking people who have family that has all types of money for the last 50 to 100 years. Like, there's how many billion of people are we on Earth? And there's only 2,000 billionaires? People's perception of money is so off. Like, so off. People think that $1 million is just gonna spawn in. Like, holy shit. That was, when I read that, bro, I just started laughing. I was like, yo. This guy's fucking lost. Like, who are billionaires? Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Zuckerberg, fucking, who else? Um, well, I think Jay-Z's a fucking billionaire. He might have hit 1 billion already. I think I saw that a few months ago. But again, regardless, you start looking at what these people do and how much money they generate and who they are and what is it that they provide, what service, right? What do they sell? Who are they? Their family tree. It's come on, guys, you gotta be a little bit more realistic here. Everyone's success is different, like you said. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Everyone's definition of success is different. Everybody views success differently. Again, some people might think that being rich is successful. Some people might think that being rich and famous is successful. Some people might think that being just famous is successful, right? Some people believe that just being happy is being successful, right? Having a comfortable life, just being able to pay your bills, wake up, go to work, right? Some people might call that being successful. So everybody's definition is different. You know, and again, I think social media, not even only social media, but I think this generation, we're so stuck up on the money, where everybody believes that in order to be successful you need to have $1 million, you need to have 2 million, 100 million, and it's like, okay, cool, that's if that's your goal, if that's what you want to do, it's doable, you could do it, but you have to understand, like, what's the percentage of people who are making that type of money, right? The people who are making, and if we could condense that question, in the industry that you're trying to pursue, how many people are making $100 million, right? Just think about it like that. In the industry that you're pursuing, whether it's trading, whether it's accounting, whether it's being a doctor, whether it's being a nurse, how many people are making $100 million? And again, that's not to say that it's not possible. It is possible, but you're gonna have to put in more fucking work than anybody else if that's the goal that you have, right? $100 million is not just gonna come knocking at your door at 3 in the morning when you're fucking over there gooning, right? Like, this shit is not real, bro. It's not real. That doesn't happen. Making 100K a year trading is doable, and who won't be happy with it? Absolutely. Who won't be happy making 100K? 100K, you're more than comfortable. With 100K yearly, annually, you're more than comfortable anywhere in the world, right? 100K is becoming a little bit more of a feasible thing, you know, at least here in the States. It's a little bit more feasible than what it used to be, and 100K might not be too much, and it might not be, you know, a crazy amount, and it's not, right? Depending on what your expenses are, you know, how do you make that 100K? What business do you run? If it's not a business and you make that from your job, you know, perfect, but what are your expenses, right? But 100K is definitely comfortable. Thank you, Raul. I want to be like them. Absolutely. Only 1% really in any industry. Yep, exactly. We have many instant traders, but only few hit those 500K trades like you or Alex. Yeah, no, there's not a lot of traders make, you know, 50K, 100K, 200K per trade. A lot of traders make 10K, 20K, right? But then you go and you look at how many times do they hit 10K, 20K, right? And then you look at their losses as well. People tend to forget, like, what are the losses looking like? So it really is one of those things that it's all perception, right? That's number one. It's all perception. And, you know, what type of skill do you obtain? In the sense, in the topic of trading, it's like, okay, cool, you hit one trade of $10,000. Can you do it again? And if you do it again, how long does it take you to do it again? Are you doing that every single day? Are you doing that once a week? Are you doing that once a month? Right? Because in order to make 100K, you need to do 10K 10 times. So if you do that once a month for 12 months, that's 120,000. Right? But if you're not doing 10K every single month, you're not going to reach 100,000. And think about it. People have a hard time making $1,000, $2,000. You know, you think it's easy to make 10K? Like, it's not a lot of people do that. In order for you to make 10K, you need at least a 100K account. Who has $100,000 on their trading account? Not a lot of people. Unless you're a funded trader and you pass your 100K challenge. But again, goes back to the question: how many people pass phase 1? How many people pass phase 2? How many people pass phase 1 but then fail phase 2? How many people pass phase 1 and pass phase 2 but then as soon as they get their live account they fail? Right? It's all about consistency, and a lot of traders don't have that consistency. So again, this is why a lot of people turn around and they start selling courses, and then they start selling signals, and they start telling you that, oh, I'll trade your account for you. Right? That's why you see a lot of people do that, because they realize, like, holy shit, you know, it's cool making 10K, but I can't do that shit every single time I trade. So then they turn around and they start charging people. Again, there's nothing wrong with that, nothing wrong with that hustle, but it's the reality of things. Right? And that's the perception that people have because of social media. Everybody thinks that, oh, you're a trader, you gotta be a billionaire. You've been trading for 10 years, you gotta be a billionaire. Like, what, brother? What the fuck are you talking about? That's like saying you've been working for 10 years, you have $1 million. Like, that shit is crazy. Like, this guy lives in fucking La La Land. I want, wherever he's at, yo, whatever drugs he takes, I want to take them. And if he's not taking drugs and that's just his brain, I want to be fucking, I want to be that type of delusional. That guy's living a fucking, that guy is happy as shit. I don't even, that shit is insane, bro. I don't even know what to say. Yo, Mike, you stupid, bro. Yo, I just seen it, bro. You're so dumb. Yo. Alright, guys, so 938, obviously 930 open already hit. Here on US 30, we don't have any volume. Again, US 30 is a trade, or it's a pair that at 9:30 it usually moves, right? You'll see the volume, right? It's a NYC pairs, US 30, all the banks are open already. This should already be moving. Again, the fact that we have news at 2 p.m., the fact that we don't have any volume, we already know that at 2 p.m. we're going to get that volume to kick in. So at this point, I'll give it till 9:45. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll give it another 15 minutes. If at 9:45 this doesn't start moving, then I'll be done for the day, and we'll be back tonight for the isolation session. Now for gold, again, we're looking for a break of structure. Right now we're looking good. Right, STP for the day's already hit, as you can see, at 217 pips. So I don't have any trades left for the day. However, I do want to see this 5-minute candle give us that confirmed break of structure. This first green candle is a testing candle. The second green candle, if it closes above and is not touching the break of structure line, which is not, this is going to be the confirmed break of structure in the 5-minute time frame. Now, if we could get this candle to close in the next 20 seconds, how it is now, then we're going to have to go to the 30-minute time frame and look for the same thing in the 30-minute time frame. This green candle that closes in 20 minutes, if it closes above, is going to be a testing candle. The next candle that opens after this, I want it to open, close above without touching the break of structure line, and then that'll be the confirmed break of structure in the 30-minute time frame. And this is where we'll be looking for a higher low to then go into a higher high. And this is where I'll be looking to take a trade going into Thursday's trading session. So for the rest of the week, if this is the move that we're going to get, if we get that confirmed break of structure, then we'll be looking to take these trades going into Thursday and Friday for the rest of the week on gold. So here in the 5-minute time frame, perfect. We got the testing candle, we got the break of structure, perfect. We'll be looking for a pullback. So now in the 5-minute time frame, right, we know that we were trading. Once again, right, we had lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, change of character, right? The higher low now is here, right? Higher low, and now we have the higher high that we're making right now. We still don't have a set higher high, so we still gotta wait for it. And then once we get that set high, then we'll start adding our fib level, and we'll be looking for price to give us a pullback between the 50% and the 61.8 to then continue the push to the top side. Right, and everything looks good. The 50 crossed above the 200. If I'm not mistaken, we have a gap somewhere here in the market as well. Yep, we do. Right, we'll mark this out. Right, and you'll start seeing how everything starts lining up, guys. Everything starts lining up. Right, remember, we want to see price bounce off the 50 EMA. The 50 EMA is the blue color line. We want to see price fill the gap up, right? If we add a fib, right, from the higher high, from the higher low to the higher high, let's say the higher high is going to be set somewhere in this area here, right? Let's say the higher high is here, then you start seeing how everything starts lining up. The fib retracement, the 50% lines up exactly where the 50 EMA is, lines up exactly where that 5-minute gap is at, right? So what we want to see is price give us the pullback somewhere in this area to then continue that push to the top side. So right now for gold, again, STP is already hit, so we'll come back to this later tonight during the isolation session. And then US 30 will give this another 3 minutes. At 9:45, if price doesn't give us any type of movement, then again we'll be done for the day and we'll come back for the isolation session. And we'll wait for that news to hit at 2 p.m. So pretty slow day today. Only trade that was viable was the one from last night with AUD USD. Just a pretty good trade. It was a really, really good trade. Year, Great Rising Muhammad. What's good, my brother? Got 53 seconds for, see, yup, 9:45 is giving us a little bit of volume here. Want to see price break these lows. We'll see. Damn, bro, I didn't take it. STP gave me 30. Oh, you're talking about AU? Yeah, you see how that shit that shit played out to the T. Exactly what we talked about last night. Right during the isolation session, I was like, yo, we got this engulfing candle. We'll get that retest and price will continue. Yeah, STP for AU was 35, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 35 pips was STP. It was pretty literally picture perfect trade on this one. Right, you're in level 3, we had a 15-minute engulfing, and level 3 we're looking for price to bounce off the 50 EMA. It can't be more picture perfect than that. Right, if you missed these trades right at the top, then perfect. You waited for the change of character, break of structure, the retest to continue. Right, so this was a really good trade. There's definitely you can't go wrong with this trade here. That was a beautiful trade on AUD USD. But alright guys, that's pretty much it for me today, man. Again, no trades before that. The news that we had at 8:15 and 8:30. NYC opened at 9:30, didn't really give us any type of volume. We have news again at 2 p.m. So again, I don't trade after 10:30 since we won't have any volume until 2 p.m. I'm done trading for the day. I'll be back again tonight for the isolation session. Any questions, guys, let me know. Anything at all, let me know. Now I was sleeping by then, but I'm good. Up 3% from the GJ trade. Yeah, that's perfect. 3% is amazing. A lot of people wish they could get 3% on one trade, man. But good shit. Post a chart on in the Discord, man. Yo, Mike, you're stupid, bro. He said, yo, he said fucking I got insiders who give me info. Work smart, not hard. Facts. Work smarter, not harder. Post that GJ trade on the chart, bro. Alright guys, that's it for me today. Any questions before I leave? Any questions before we get off? Let me know. I'll give you guys a minute. If no questions, then we'll be done for today. We'll be back again tonight for the isolation session. Alright, once I get back, yeah. Do that, man. It's good to post those charts in the chat. It makes everybody, you know, it motivates everybody. Like, oh, I could do that too. But little do they know, man, Muhammad's the GOAT. They'll try to be like you, man, but they'll never be like you. Went long after 30-minute break. It gave 15-minute engulfing. Oh, so you took the trade somewhere around here. Yeah, that's perfect. Even if you took it here. Red, green. Break of structure, retest. Gave you a beautiful retest right here to go back to the highs. Gave you that third day push. Third day push was the rise known at. Yeah, rise known that day. Yeah. You see how I know? That was perfect. Alright guys, no questions. We'll be back again. Remember, we have news at 2 p.m. Please be cautious if you decide to take a trade today. If you're trading news, I'll pray for you. I hope you're praying too. Pray to God that your profits are going to be profits, and make sure that you don't go into drawdown. If you don't trade news today, then congratulations, you're already ahead. You're a step ahead of everybody else. Be patient. Let's wait till the isolation session. Let's see what the news does. And then we'll be back again tomorrow morning for the live session tomorrow, the live trading session tomorrow. Again, hope is not a plan. If you hope to be in profit today because there's news and you're in drawdown 6%, you're hoping that news is gonna revive your account. Yeah, I hope for you, man. I'll hope for you. I'll stay positive for you. That's pretty much it, guys. Any questions before we leave? Let me know. If not, then again, that's pretty much it for today. We'll be back again at 7 p.m. Eastern for the isolation session.